Alrighty, let's talk about how to kill a Kuva Lich. So the first thing you need to do is to spawn the Lich with its weapon. And there's some choices you need to make when you're doing that. The first one is which weapon, and the second one is what the bonus on that weapon is going to be. So let's talk about the bonus first, because that's the first thing you're going to prep for. If you go ahead and Google warframe progenitor, the first thing that you see on the wiki is going to take you to the list of all of the elements that you can get on a weapon and which warframes are going to give you that elemental bonus when you spawn your Lich. So, long story short, and this gets into a conversation about damage in the game, the two that you probably want are cold and toxin. Definitely not impact, and probably not heat. Electricity isn't that bad. Mag and radiation are really a pretty specific choice. Cold and toxin give you the best flexibility for the actually important elemental damage types that you need in order to go and kill things. So with these basically you just have to put one more mod on, and you'll get one of the usual combined elemental damages that you want. Anyway, toxin is a pretty safe choice. Cold is honestly pretty good too, but for toxin, these are the frames that you want. And you can see over on the far right, here's Saren, but there's obviously lots of frames here, and for whatever you have of the ones in the list, you can go and spawn the Lich with that. The next thing to be aware of is just to be in solo mode. You don't want anybody else in your mission, and more importantly than that, you want to be able to pause the mission when you actually spawn the Lich, so that you can make a decision about what to do about it. There is a timer when the larvaling is down on its knees, and you'll see what I mean by that. But there's a timer to it, and if you don't make a decision within the timer, it's just going to die. So it might be a weapon you really want, and while you're stuck sort of making sure, oh, is this the weapon that I want, or whatever, the larvaling might die on you. So you just want to be able to pause it, and then again, you don't want anybody else running around in your mission while you're trying to spot a Lich. You want an easy mission. You want level 20 plus Grineer, and for that I go to Saturn and I go to Telesto. It's a very straightforward mission. It must be on this tile set. It must be on the Grineer ship tile set. It's an easy exterminate at level 22 to 24, which is just high enough to spawn a Lich. So if I want Toxin, I take Saren, I go to Telesto, and I kill things until the larvaling spawns. I'm going to go ahead and do that and skip some time here ahead to where I'm actually spawning the larvae.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
Now here's the part where the lights flashed, so I know that there's a larvaling in the building, and it just hasn't done the RP yet because I'm not close enough. So I just keep killing things until I get to it. There it is. So now I have a new red dot with this the Kuva symbol on it, the Kuva Lich symbol on it, and so I just need to go over there and just kill it like any other enemy. There it is, right there. Kuva larvaling. Boom, and it's dead. Okay, so now I've got a Kuva heck, and I've got a decision to make. So I'm going to pause the game, hit escape, and I'm going to think about this. I already have a Kuva heck with a very good bonus on it. And actually the weapon I want isn't this Kuva heck. Now, I'm bringing this up. Normally, if you got this and you didn't have any Kuva weapons, you would definitely take this Kuva heck. This is a great primary weapon. However, since I already have it, I have a decision to make. I could take this and go through a whole Lich kill in order to get a 10% bonus on the Kuva heck that I already have. Or I can let this go and I can go on to the next weapon that spawns. The important thing is that this Kuva heck is currently in the spawn pool for the Kuva weapons that are available. Okay? And in order to remove some RNG from the game, if I just quit this mission right now and I abort this mission, the Kuva Heck is going to stay in the pool. But if I essentially reject it by not spawning this Lich, by not holding down X over this larvaling's head, then it's going to take and finish the mission. Then it's going to take this Kuva Heck out of the pool. So the next time around, I have that much greater of a chance to get the weapon that I actually am going for, whatever that may be. In this case, for the demonstration purposes of this video, I'm just going to spawn this Lich and go on, because I don't want to sit here and farm towards, you know, the weapon that I want. Could take a while, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and spawn this Lich. But it's an important thing to know about how that RNG works. Okay, there you go. Does a little thing. Do a little voice line, and the Lich is spawned. So now I just finished up the mission as normal, and then we will go on to the next step. Okay, so now the mission is over, and we're going to see what we got for Lich.
Your poison did not kill. I evolved. You are no poisoner. You lie. You are alive.
Great, thanks, buddy. Okay, so this is usually the part where people get stuck. What do I do now? Where do I go? You know, people get confused. So let's start by seeing what kind of Lich we got, how to inspect them, and you know, figure out what's going on with them, and then we can talk about what to do next. So right down here on our navigation or any escape screen, you're going to find your Kuva Lich. And yes, Horace, thank you. So this is going to contain a lot of information about what they are, and this can be a little overwhelming at first. But let's start at the top left. They're a Kuva Lich. Okay, we got that figured out. Next, they're going to say their level. This is a level 1 Lich. They all start at level 1, obviously, and whatever their name is, randomly generated. And then they're going to have some abilities that pick out of a pool here. Now, this can tell you some things, and you probably want to know what they have. After a while, you'll kind of like get to know these, and they'll be fairly standard. You'll know how to deal with them. Cursed Ground is one that a lot of people have trouble with because they just stand in the grass, quite honestly. And this is an Oberon ability that puts a big patch on the ground that does damage to enemies. In this case, you're the enemy, so got to deal with that. This doesn't really matter that much. Miasma is going to do viral damage to you. And then Stampede is just a charge. It's basically Rhino's first ability. You can see that Saren is on his shoulder as the warframe that spawned him. And then he's holding, of course, the Kuva Lich. Now, the important information is next. He's indifferent, and we want to know his mood because we want to know how likely he is to spawn in a mission. Indifferent basically means he doesn't care. He's not going to spawn. And over to the red, going to fuming and then outraged, means he's very, very likely to spawn in your next mission. He's weak to viral, which is great because viral is actually a very nice damage type. So yes, I will take that for sure. I will mod viral against this guy for sure. He's resistant to toxin and to impact, and the impact might make a difference depending on what I am loading. He's immune completely to puncture damage, so puncture will do basically 0 damage against him. Any puncture from a weapon will just be completely blanked out. Now, luckily, he's weak to viral and he's not resistant or immune to slash, so slash viral it is. That's what I'm going to load for. He's got a Kuva Heck, and he's got a 25% weapon bonus. This is the minimum, so this is only good really for valencing. And the max is 60, the minimum is 25. So this is a minimum bonus toxin Kuva Heck. And so this is definitely going to be something that I would valence fusion into another Kuva Heck. So this weapon would get absorbed, and the other Kuva Heck would get a 10% bump to its damage bonus, this weapon bonus. Obviously birthplace and which warframe presented. The other important information is on the right, and it's going to tell me at the top that these are the mods that I currently have in my Parazon, which is the thing you use to hack consoles with. And it's going to say down here that I don't know any requirements. It's going to say in here that I have no Requiem attempts, which means I have not tried to kill him at all. I've not killed him with my Parazon. And keep in mind that when you kill a Lich, you do a bunch of damage to him, but the thing that kills him is your Parazon. And the entire game, the entire thing you're about to do, is to figure out what the 3 mods are, 3 Requiem mods, and then which order they go in order to kill this guy. Nothing else that you do actually really matters except for that. That's the whole mini game. You're going to fill these circles one by one until you know what the 3 mods are. You're going to successively attempt to kill him, and each kill is going to give you more information about what mods go in which order in order to make him dead. And you don't care about anything else besides that. Let's look at the Parazon real quick. This is my Parazon. I've got these mods that don't matter to this exercise, but I've got these Requiem mods in the top. These are gained from Requiem Fissures, which are found in the Void Fissure menu. The mods, the actual Requiem cabbages are found in these missions. So when you do these missions, you will get cabbages. You need to go crack them. You crack them on the Kuva Fortress, and there's not much more to explain about that. You just go get the Requiem cabbages, go crack the Requiem cabbages, and that's pretty much it. But you will get these mods. As they are used, they'll become defiled. When you have 4 defiled, this is it's not really a defiled. This is a defiled. Let me see how much I have right now. Defiled. When you have 4 defiled mods, then you can combine them in your mod bench and transmute them for a free a brand new Requiem mod. But these are the ones, and as I switch this, if I just put Loke in the middle, it was Riss and then Blank and then Loke, and I hit escape a couple of times. It'll take me back here. You can see now this display has changed up here to reflect that change. Now I'm not going to kill him until I know 1 mod, and then I'm going to take this Loke out. I'm going to put whatever that mod is in the first spot, and then I'm going to kill him, and I'm going to see whether that's the correct spot for that mod or not. It will tell me that when I kill him. It will be success or failure, and then because I only have 1 in, when I hit him again, then it will put a red X on the second one, and it will list that kill right here in this Requiem attempts. And you'll start to fill this up and have a little log of your kills of him and what you had in and what the result was of each thing. And that's how you compile that information. So that's how you build up that information. Okay, so how do you fill up the circles, and how do you actually, go about trying to kill him? Let's go talk about that. When Kuva Liches spawn, they spawn to Earth. When they are killed once, they go to Mars. Or they're killed twice, they go to Ceres. Then Jupiter, and I honestly can't remember what the last one is. And then after you kill them for real with 3 correct mods in the correct order, they will go into the Railjack Proxima. They will go to Kuva Liches go to Saturn Proxima. Tenets go to Neptune. The Tenet system is very similar, but it's all Corpus. But the Kuva Liches will go to Saturn, and they'll go to a special mission here, and you'll need to go into Railjack and kill them. So Railjack is involved in this, and you will need to have at least Intrinsics 5, be able to get to Saturn in order to get to the mission, and then be either in a good enough squad or be good enough solo to get through the Saturn mission, which is, for Railjack, it's pretty easy content, and go ahead and kill that Lich on a ship in Railjack. But to go back to the regular missions, again, they spawn on Earth, and that's why it's red here. And if I go in here, you can see that he has taken over certain nodes, and there's a new mission type in those nodes. So there's the regular defense, there's the Arbiters of Hexus defense, and then there's this new Kuva controlled territory defense. And the level is obviously higher. Earth enemies aren't level 55 to 75. So you start at level 55 to 75. As soon as you kill the Lich, he's going to progress and get more difficult, and the levels are going to get more difficult. And this is why nobody wants to get to level 5, because it is very difficult content. And if you're newer, if you're not very well geared, it can be really difficult to try to get through, especially if you're not modding correctly for what it is. And to me, the important thing is, like, there's basically 3 different kinds of missions, and you need to decide what's the easiest path is for you to be able to do a bunch of these in order to get the content. So, like, there's an exterminate, there's a defense, there's interception, and there's a spy over here. So if you have a good stealth frame, you might do the spy first and just go solo, do a stealth frame, and get through the spy mission. Get a bow and stealth kill some of these thralls in order to get some Requiem Murmurs and go along with that. But there's not going to be a lot of spies. So you're going to have to pick between, like, what I would say control type missions, and then, like, so defense, exterminate, things like excavation. Those are kind of control missions where somebody like Octavia is really good. Cora's good. Valbound can be good in those, depending. And get those CC frames out, those area control frames, and do those, as opposed to, like, an exterminate where you can just take a tanky frame and just blow everything away and sort of face tank the whole thing. It doesn't matter that you don't need to lock down in an area for that. But when you do a Kuva Lich, because of the enemy levels and because of the amount of enemies, there's a lot of incoming damage. It is hard to, like, take care of a control point or whatever and keep it up. So you need to kind of evolve your strategies around that. It's not like a regular Star Chart mission. It is more difficult. You're going to take more damage that you need to deal with or avoid, and things like a defense thing is going to take more damage in these missions. And then if the Kuva Lich spawns, everything's going to take a lot of damage. Like, all of a sudden, everything's going to go bananas when the Lich spawns. And so, this is, again, you need to choose strategically. Right now, my Lich is indifferent. Let me knock out some defenses and some excavations. And then when my Lich gets angrier and angrier, now I'm going to go to the exterminate. I'm going to get on a tank frame. I don't care. There's no defense point. So if he comes in and starts laying waste to everything, I'm not going to fail the mission because, he killed the defense point. So that's the kind of decisions you need to make in order to progress wisely. I'm not going to do this on Saren because it just is really sweaty palm to do that. So I'm going to show this on an easy frame, and as anybody in my clan will tell you, this is my favorite frame. I'm going to take the weapon that I already have, that I just spawned, because why not? And I'm just going to go and do this on easy mode. I'm not even going to bother making sure that I have viral right now, because he's indifferent. He's not going to come into the mission, so I don't care. I'm just going to take some corrosive because it's good against Grenier, and go and do this mission real quick. So let's see what it actually looks like to do this, and how you would actually advance those circles with the Requiem Murmurs to actually try to figure out what this Lich needs in terms of a Parazon. Okay, so we're going to go in this mission here, and these guys are all here, blah, 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 doing, Grenier stuff. Obviously, this is the weapon we have, and it's quite nice. So this guy right here is he's got his own little red marker, and because he's a special, pretty little Pop-Tart. He is one of the thralls, and he's how we're going to get that bar to go around. So let's kill him. When a thrall dies, he's going to get down on his knees and pray. Just kidding. Oh, where'd he go? Is he up here? Oh, he fell off the map. Well, that's just super cool. Let's go find another thrall. Hey, how about this guy? Okay, so we're going to kill this guy. He's going to kneel down. He's going to say Secret Mercy right there. Okay? And so it's like a finisher kill, but you can see the little Parazon symbol flashing up here, because that's what we're going to use to do it. And we're just going to Secret Mercy him. It's going to give us a cool little animation. You hear that noise, and then the Requiem Murmur pops up top, and there's a little bit of like pink on it. Okay, on that full bar. So let's go get another one. Oops. Never finished my reload animation. Thing really slows you down. The Kuva Lich alt fire fires all 4 rounds at once, and so it just does like a lot of damage. Does a lot of damage. It's a nice weapon. So here's another one. We're going to Secret Mercy him, and we're going to get a little bit. And we got a Requiem 4 relic, which is nice. So we got a little bit more pink on that thing. It takes, I think, roughly 40 kills of thralls to get through all of this, and yeah, so you're just gonna kill these guys, keep mercying them, keep doing stuff, and it is fairly repetitive if you're geared well for this. Now, if you're in here with some glass cannon DPS frame, it's going to be sweaty palm time for you, because there is a lot of damage. Nezha makes it look easy, but there is a lot of damage happening right now. So, yeah, you want to be on something that makes it easy, whatever the mission type may be, so that you can just kind of like chill and get your thralls, get your murmurs, and just do that instead of like having to struggle through it. Now, the big mistake that I've seen people make, because they kind of like don't know and or they panic, I think in some cases, is that if the Lich were to spawn right now, they would kill him. Like they would go over and they would shoot him, and then they would Secret Mercy the Lich, and then he would die, and it would obviously not be a successful attempt because I don't know any of the Requiems. I don't have any of the mods in. So it would be an unsuccessful kill, and then he's going to level up, and they'll do that 2 or 3 times before they even know their first Perzon mod. And then all of a sudden they've got a level 4 Lich, level 3 or 4 Lich that they're trying to kill with their first known mod, and they've got to kill him at least minimum 2 more times. Even if they get everything right and get really lucky with RNG, they got to kill him at least 2 more times after that. So they end up with a level 5 Lich right off the bat, while they're still trying to figure out like what the mods are. And yeah, you're just making it harder on yourself, right? It's not. You don't have to do that. Just like you don't have to spawn a weapon when you're spawning a lot of, looking to spawn a larva, you don't have to spawn the weapon that they have. You get to choose what level, like when to spawn a weapon, and you get to choose when to kill the Lich. And understanding that you have those choices, understanding why those choices are important, and then understanding what to do in the circumstances is really what it boils down to making this easy. Now, I'm not going to show the rest of this in this video. It's not worth it. From here, I think you should be able to get the idea of what to do and what not to do, and what choices you need to make. And yeah, that's basically how you do it. That's basically, in a nutshell, how you kill a Lich. There's more that will happen, but the rest of it you can figure out. And the other thing I would say, the only other piece of advice is mod to the damage. The damage you need to do, the damage you need to absorb, whatever it is, mod to that. This is a big exercise in understanding modding and understanding the damage systems of the game in terms of dealing it and taking it. So, yeah, if you could do that and figure out, how to mod your weapons and your frames in order to do the right thing, and then you will not be sort of struggling uphill, and like I just did with all that parkour. And you will be able to easily conquer this challenge and get yourself some really nice weapons in the process. And yeah, have an easy, fun time in the game. And that's what we're after. So anyway, have a good one. I hope this helped. Shoot me any questions, and we'll measure you next time. All right, have a good one. Bye.